You know, I saw this woman the other day in the parking lot who had a couple of small children, and she was trying to cling to them, and they were trying to run away in a very busy parking lot. And I remembered those times with my young children, and it got me to thinking about this whole concept. You know, as the parent in that parking lot, her children didn't understand that she had a different sphere that she was looking at above the cars. She saw all the moving parts, all the people surrounding them, where they only saw down towards the pavement level of things. And while they didn't have that perception, they kept trying to get away from what was safe and secure to get to what they wanted, which was the open parking lot to run around in. And I thought, how often do we do this to God? How often do we want to let go of His hand and His will and His own provision that He says He'll provide what we need to go after what we want, not realizing that the thing we want the most may do the most damage? You know, it brought me to that verse in Matthew where it says, you know, if you, being evil and wicked, give your children good things, how much more does the Father want to give to you? Good things. And I got to thinking about how those children didn't see the parent holding their hand as a good thing. They thought it was restraining. You know, sometimes we have trouble letting go of things in life because we're not ready to embrace what the Father's will is for us over what our own desires are for ourselves. And this so many times can cause us to be in places of danger, not only physically, emotionally, but especially spiritually. Sometimes God keeping you from getting certain things you really want is actually a hand of protection. And a great example of this that I can give biblically is these stories. Rachel desperately wanted a child. That was all she could consume her thoughts with. And while she did end up having a child, she ended up dying in childbirth. Eve desperately wanted the fruit until it cost her her beautiful home and life. Samson desperately wanted Delilah, and it cost him his life. Judas desperately wanted the money, power, and authority of an earthly kingdom, and it cost him his soul. What we want may not always be what we need, and that is why it is critical we trust a Savior who knows how to meet every need in our life, while also loves us enough not to give us the wants that we know will destroy that life. Don't let go of the Savior's hand in the parking lot of life, because I reassure you, whatever you're running to leaves you running away from Him, and anything leading away from Him is never going to benefit your life.